welcome to this short video about the E3 conferences. Actually, I want to do a series of videos about the games they showed on E3, but then I saw these very amusing videos about who won the E3 2018. And as ridiculous and stupid this whole thing is, it's also funny, so I thought, me too. And when this is out of the way, we can finally talk about the things that really matters, the games. So, who won? Xbox guys say Microsoft, because they showed more games. And the PlayStation guys say Sony, because they showed the better games. In general, I would agree the quality comes before quantity, but often it is not that easy. As example, if you want to feed starving children, then maybe quantity is the better way to do it. And in this case, you could argue that with more content you have something for everyone. Also, let me just say that the whole console war is anyway the stupidest thing in the world. Everyone can play the games on the console they prefer, and there is no wrong platform. Also, don't get mad at the players if their console has an exclusive you want to play. It's not really their fault. I know that it doesn't help to say that, because for fanboys the console war is the most important thing in the world, but just think about it. Gamers, we need both consoles. If Xbox fails and they decide to stop making consoles, it may feel like a victory for everyone playing on PlayStation, but after that the shit really begins. If Sony has no rival, what do you think happens? The consoles get more expensive, and services get more expensive and won't improve because there is no need for it. Do you think Sony will still invest money in exclusives? No. No God of War 2, no more Horizon 2 or anything else. Only boring third-party games. That's what will happen. So we need both consoles, and we need Microsoft to play a role again. The whole thing gets even worse when the PC guys come in and tell you the consoles are anyway shit. It's so stupid. I mean, you won't compare a family car with a sports car, or a Casio with a Rolex. Yes, the quality of the games is different, but so is the price of the hardware. The console is comparing to PC a very cheap and practical alternative. Similar a family car is to a sports car. And I tell you something, PC guys, if a guy in a sports car drives by and is loving at everyone in a family car, he looks like the biggest douchebag in the world. Do you want to be a douchebag? No. Okay, then let's just accept everyone's choice of their preferred platform. That would be nice, right? But maybe less fun. Because it is funny to follow the whole gaming platform war. I mean, in a very ridiculously way, it is funny. Also, who has won E3? Man, that sounds so stupid. Well, let's first analyze the two important conferences here a little bit closer, Sony and Microsoft. Not only the things we saw, but also the things we didn't see. And for me, it is clear what is going on when looking at both conferences. We are right now preparing for the battle for the next generation. PlayStation 5 versus Xbox 1018 No Scrap. Yes, that's the official name, trust me. Let me explain this further by looking at the conference a little bit closer. First at the Xbox conference. Is it a great conference? Yes. Did they show us great games? Yes. But honestly, everything less than great, and Xbox would be dead right now. If they showed us anything less than this what we saw, then Spencer could have gone on the stage with a gun and shot himself in the head. That would have been the same effect. Why? Like I said, we are now official in the preparations for the next battle. Because the winner of the current battle has already been decided. It doesn't fucking matter who won the E3, except you are a Xbox fanboys that lives in a X-shaped bubble. I mean, everyone knows that Sony won this generation, and nothing that comes from now on can change that. So Sony comfortable stands at the top and forces Xbox to show some of their cards for the next generation. And man, they showed us. But if you think the 5 studios they bought to create games for this generation, then think about it again. If one of them brings out the game in the next 2 years, then this is just a fucking sad and desperate move by Microsoft. And the game will be just another mediocre Xbox One exclusive. Nope. These studios are creating games for the next generations. The Xbox conference was great, but also a very desperate move, because Sony forced them to do so. Also the 50 games, 18 exclusives and I think 15 world premieres are an extreme stretch. I wouldn't count DLCs or a new PUBG map as a game or an exclusive, but hey, Microsoft does it. So let's move on to Sony's conference. Let me tell you what I saw before we go to the things they didn't show us. I saw confidence. Some may say overconfidence, and I personally wouldn't agree, but maybe it is so. Why wouldn't I agree? Because Sony had confidence in the games they showed us. They know that they have 4 great titles coming up, and they let these games speak for themselves. For everyone that is disappointed that they didn't show any new IPs or anything like that, let me say something first. What the hell, you fucking spoiled brats. How can you complain that there are not enough games on the PS4? Seriously. And second, just because they didn't show us some new exclusives, it doesn't mean that they are not working on them. This is Sony's winning formula right now. Their exclusives. And I don't think that even Sony is so arrogant and stupid to just give up on that winning formula. Absolutely in an important time like this, in which we see the end of a generation. There are PlayStation exclusives in the making, but they will come for the next generation. Like I said, Sony has the high ground, and they don't have to show their cards already. They said to Xbox, please have 50 games and all the world premieres you want. We don't need that. I'm not disappointed in seeing not more games. I'm a little bit disappointed not seeing Sony's answer to Xbox Game Pass or the backwards compatibility. I think Sony is preparing something like the Game Pass for the next gen, or at least I hope so, but I absolutely don't have any hopes in seeing backward compatibility for the next generation, to be honest. Just keep your old consoles if you want to play old games. So, who won E3 then? Well, let's look at all conferences, or at least the biggest ones. I make this short and will only use one word to describe them. First, EA. Hopeless. Microsoft. Desperate. Bethesda. Show-offs. Square Enix. Lost. Ubisoft. Insane. In a very negative way. Sony. Confident. And then we had the Smash Brothers conference, and I don't really have a word for that. I'm sure you need a better explanation for most of these words. Okay, why is EA hopeless? Because they say they are sorry and that we are learning and listening, while showing us games like Command & Conquer Rivals and on the same time doubling down on cosmetic microtransactions. EA is hopeless and creates games only for one reason: money. I won't go further into Microsoft. I think I explained that already enough. So let's move on to Square Enix. Square Enix is lost because I have the feeling they are completely out of touch with the gaming industry. They don't know what people want from them and instead try to copy Western companies. What I personally think is absolutely the wrong way to do it. They have a terrible business model and run down their biggest franchises by delaying games not over months but years. I don't think we can expect much from Square Enix in the future, and I don't think this company will honestly exist much longer. I don't say that because I want to harm to them. I was once, when Final Fantasy was at its prime, a complete Square Enix fanboy. I would buy every game with the label on it, and I didn't care how shitty it was. And I still think Final Fantasy VII is the best game of all time. So I was looking forward to see the remake, But after playing Final Fantasy 15, I honestly don't think anymore that Square Enix can create a good game or a worthy remake to Final Fantasy 7. Hey, maybe. They surprise me, but I don't have any hopes. For Ubisoft, I use the word insane because it was actually Ubisoft that gave us this nice definition for insane. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. And it matches Ubisoft and their conference insanely good. I mean, we are back to annual releases because that worked so fine before. We are making sequels over sequels over sequels. Every new IP will run to the ground. Every open world game has the same boring formula since 2008. Hey, that's a slogan there. Man, Ubisoft, you guys suck. But hey, maybe it is not insane if the same outcome is money, because for some reason people still buy their shitty games. But for how long? People will get bored eventually. Also, would a sane person congratulate themselves on stage? The answer is probably yes, if their head is so deeply up their asses that they could shake hands with Ryan Johnson. Let's move on. So I don't have anything more to say about Sony's conferences, and also nothing really in Nintendo's conference. Also move on, E3. I was thinking about how to score the conferences, and I have a very easy answer you probably won't like, because it has nothing to do with all the things I just said. What is the most important thing at the game convention? Yes, the games, of course. So I will give points for every game they manage to sell me. I'm talking here about must-have titles, not maybes or probablys, the ones I most definitely will buy for full price. Also not titles I will wait until they are on sale, full price only. Okay, let's start with EA. Any sports games? No. Battlefield 5. I probably will buy it, maybe on sale, because I played almost all Battlefields so far, but they couldn't sell me on this game, and this is not a must-have for me right now. So no, 0 points. Thank the guy who made this terrible trailer for that. So I'm interested in the two indie games they showed us. Again, I will probably get them, or maybe one of them. But are these must-have titles? No. Anthem? Interested? Yes. Must-have? No. Yay. Sorry. 0 points. Microsoft. Starts with Halo Infinite. Nope. Not interested at all. Absolutely if they really make another stupid Battle Royale game. Only 2. Interesting and for sure fun title. Must-have? No. Sekiro. Yes. Yes! Give me this fucking game. Microsoft, 1 point. Fallout 76, the things they showed us in this conference? No, not sold at all. Captain Spirit? No. Crackdown 3? No. Nier Automata? I already have it, so no. Metro Exodus? Probably. But first I have to finish the older games. So this is a little bit more complicated, but right now it's not 100% yes for me or a must-have title, so I won't give a point here. Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, that's a difficult one, but I honestly think it's just way too long to still be hyped about this game. And if I would buy it, I will get the Sony version, the whole package with all the titles in it, and not only Kingdom Hearts 3. But it is not a must-have title for me right now, so I won't give anyone a point here. Sea of Thieves DLC? No. Forza Horizon? Definitely interesting title, but I'm sorry, I'm not a racing game guy. So unfortunately, no. The Happy Few? No. PUBG? What can I say? No. Tales of Vesperia remake? Yes. Because the world can't have enough JRPGs. That's the second point for Microsoft. Division 2? No. Tomb Raider? No. Session? No. Black Desert, another no, I'm not interested in MMOs. Then we come with Devil May Cry 5, and I tell you one thing, Capcom is coming back into my favor, getting my favor back, let's say it like this. And I absolutely want this game. So that's the third point for Microsoft. Cuphead DLC, no. Hey, listen, there's no way a DLC alone gets a point here from me. Jump Force, again interesting but not a must-have title. Dying Light 2, didn't get too much into the first one, and except for maybe Resident Evil, I really kinda lost interest in zombie games. Battletoads, yes, if I knew more about it, but I don't, so I'm sorry, no. Just Cause 4, no. I mean, fun game, but is it a must-have title? I don't think so. Gears Pop, no. Gears Tactics, no. Gears 5, still a no. I didn't play the games before, and I don't just jump into a franchise. And finally, we come to Cyberpunk. That must be a yes, right? No, I'm sorry. Whatever the rest of the world thinks, The Witcher 3 was for me maybe a slightly above average game. Let's say it like this. It had absolutely no level design at all, and that was a really frustrating thing for me. And the progression system was just a big pail of shit and garbage. And the progression system is for me something, probably the most important thing for an RPG. Maybe not the most, but for sure one of the most important things. And if you fail to deliver a good progression system, I can't say an RPG is a good game. So for me, The Witcher 3 is not a great game. But because CD Projekt Red got only praise for their mediocre game, probably because of the free DLCs and people love free stuff. Man, game design can be so easy, right? I honestly don't think they learned anything from their mistakes they made with The Witcher 3 that are clearly there, even if you ignore them because you love the game so much. I honestly don't think they can make a better game than The Witcher 3. I mean, they can surprise me, but right now I'm not overly hyped for this game. So Microsoft is stuck with 3 points, and that's out of 50 possible. Let's move on. Bethesda. Rage 2, maybe I will get it, but right now not a must-have title for me, so no. Elder Scrolls Legends, no. Elder Scrolls Online, no. Elder Scrolls Blades, still a no. Then we come to Doom Eternal, and I don't think I can give a game a bigger fucking yes than to this one. Definitely a must-have title for me. Bethesda, 1 point. Quake Champions, no. The Prey updates they talked about, well, I already have the game, so I can't give a point. Wolfenstein New Blood. The first one was an excellent game. Second one, more meh. And I didn't see enough of this game yet to know if I want this title, so no. Fallout 76. I'm now definitely more interested in the game than before, but again, MMOs or I don't know, these survival games or so, I have no interest in them, so no. Starfield, don't know enough, no point. Elder Scrolls 6, I mean, there are good games, the Elder Scrolls games, but it is not a must-have title for me. I like more JRPGs, so that's my preference. And so we didn't see much about Elder Scrolls 6, so I can give a point to Bethesda here. And they end up with 1 point. Next is Square Enix, Tomb Raider. Still a no. I mean, not an absolutely no. I'm sure it's a good game, but not a must-have for me. Final Fantasy XIV add-on and Monster Hunter crossover, no. The Life is Strange mini-story is still a no. I'm not interested in interactive movies, I want games. Dragon Quest XI, yes, definitely. Like I said before, we need more JRPGs like that. Square Enix, 1 point. Babylon's Fall, I don't know enough, so no. I already answered Nier in the Xbox list, so no. Octavius Traveler, interesting title, but at the moment not a must-have for me, so no. Just Cause 4, still a no. The Quiet Man, again, not enough information, so no. And Kingdom Hearts, I already answered. Square Enix, 1 point. Ubisoft, or how I like to call them, Ubi Copy and Paste Soft. Just Dance 19, I mean, what do you think? It's a no. Beyond Good and Evil, hey, I know most of you guys are excited about this game, but it is another Ubisoft open world game, and I'm so fed up with this shit, so no. Rainbow Six Siege, no. Trials Rising, the most interesting game in the Ubisoft list, but not a must-have, so no. Division 2 is still a big no. Mario Rabbids not a must-have, no. Skull and Bones, so you mean the game that was a mechanic for Assassin's Creed Black Flag that everyone liked because you finally gave us a new mechanic for Assassin's Creed that didn't utterly suck, like every fucking thing you put in Assassin's Creed 3 and that made the game even more boring. That is honestly an achievement in itself. That still doesn't mean a good mechanic makes a good game, so no. Transference VR, I'm intrigued to be honest, but I don't know too much about the game, so I have to say no here too. Starlink, not too interested in this game, so no. For Honor, no. The Crew 2, no. And we come to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Yes, we are back to annual releases for what the fucking reason ever, with the stupidest franchise ever made. No thank you Ubisoft, 0 points, and it is even a harder 0 than EA. We come to Sony. The Last of Us 2. Honestly, this is the most difficult title to score in this whole list. I like the first one, but only because of its story. The game mechanics itself were pretty bland and didn't make for a really excellent game. At least that was for me, so I mean everyone else thinks it's the greatest game ever made. So, but probably the same people think The Witcher 3 is the same. It's like the best game ever made. But yeah, just forget it. Let's move on. Because of the story, I was always sure that I get the game, but probably more like when it's on sale and not on day one on full price. But then I saw the trailer and I saw this really great lesbian kiss, and now I must have the title. No, just joking. I saw the gameplay and I've never seen something like that before. I mean, how the AI reacts and everything is just fantastic. Maybe, yeah, really maybe a little bit too fantastic. It looked a little bit staged, and I'm sorry if it's not true, but I just got that feeling. I still think if the game is only 50% of that what we saw, it is still fucking amazing. So they kinda sold me on this game, but not for 100%, because they also made me to want to see more gameplay before making a final decision, because it felt just so staged. So now it gets difficult how to score something that is like, I'm probably 99% sure that I will buy it, and I decided to give it 0.5 points, so half a point. And the reason is, if Sony's conference goes equal with Microsoft's conference, then The Last of Us will bring Sony ahead, but it won't be enough if it has 1 point less than any other conference to go equal. Because of all the games I didn't say it's a must-have for me, The Last of Us 2 is the one I want the most. I hope that kinda makes sense. So right now, I don't know the final score, and we will see at the end if The Last of Us 2 matters. We go further to Ghost of Tsushima, and I say here, yes, this is an absolutely yes, you sold me this title, definitely. The visuals and the combat look fantastic. 1.5 points for Sony. Control, I think very interesting title. I will look out for this one in the future, but at the moment not a must-have, so no point here. Resident Evil 2 remake, and this is for me a definitely yes, a must-have title, so 2.5 points for Sony. Traverse Saves the World, not very interested in this game, so no. Kingdom Hearts, it's still a no. Death Stranding, god damn it, I still don't know what the fuck is going on with this game. Could be the best thing ever, or a total crap and everything between it. So am I hyped for this game because it's a Kojima game? Hell the fuck no. What I am a 13-year-old teen that gets excited because she can get at her first concert of her beloved boy band or something like that. I know Kojima is a big draw and we have not seen anything of this game yet, but you also haven't sold me on Death Stranding and I can not give it a point. Nioh 2, and I'm a little bit sorry here because that may feel a little bit unfair for some people, because the problem here is I enjoyed the first Nioh so much that only seeing this little announcement trailer was enough to get me hyped about this game, and I want it, I'm hyped for it. So I have to give it the point, even if we didn't see any gameplay or anything like that. And with that, Sony takes the lead with 3.5 points. And we come to the last game, that is Spider-Man. And okay, listen guys. Yes, it looks interesting, but I have played already these superhero open world games from Insomniac. And to be honest, I didn't find them very interesting. It's just another open world game with uninteresting busy jobs in it. Like all the Ubisoft shit they call games. I'm very interested in this game, but because all the similar games from Insomniac couldn't grab me, I have to see more before I know I definitely want it. And as the rules are here, no points, and Sony keeps it 3.5 points. So I don't think I want to say much about Nintendo. Like always, interesting games, but not really any must-have titles for me. 0 points. So, final score. We have on last place EA, Ubisoft and Nintendo. They couldn't sell one of their games to me. But if I will give small scores to them, then probably EA would win, thanks to Battlefield 5. On the shared third place is Square Enix and Bethesda, with one title each I definitely want, and between them probably Bethesda wins, because I most probably will end up with buying more of their titles, even if I say it, for most of them it's not a must-have for me. But Bethesda is always a very creative and interesting company and have good games. Then second place goes to Microsoft with 3 games I wanted, and really close ahead is Sony with also 3 games I definitely want from them, but with the strongest title in the category I will probably buy, with Last of Us. Okay, I know you may think this is unfair, but you also can look at it on a different scale. Microsoft showed 50 games and only sold 3 of them to me. That's a horrible ratio compared to the maybe 10 titles Sony showed, and 3 of them I really want. So Sony won E3, yay! But it's a very a score that is only working for me. This is only my preference, only the titles I really like. So please tell me in the comments, how does your score look and who won in your list? And please press the dislike button if you're happy with your family car, and the like button if you're a fucking douchebag that laughs at others with less money. Thank you for watching.